In this podcast series, we educate dog owners, veterinary practices, and dog trainers using humane methods. My name is Scott Schaefer, and it's my mission to help you better understand your dog's behavior. Welcome back to the USA Dog Behavior Podcast. I'm Scott Schaefer, a certified dog behaviorist specializing in all types of canine behavior issues. Today, we're tackling a phrase you've probably heard, probably many times. You need to give your dog a job. But what does that really mean? If you picture a dog herding sheep and think, yeah, right, I live in an apartment, not possible. Can't really take my dog out and have them herding in the parking lot. Not going to happen. If you think that, then this episode is for you. We're breaking down how a job, there in air quotes, is really about channeling your dog's deepest instincts into happiness, and how missing this need can cause anxiety, barking, destruction, and so many other problem behaviors that many of us face with our dog. Let's dive into this. First, let's reframe the word job. For our dogs, a job isn't about earning a paycheck, of course. It's about purposeful and rewarding activity for them. It's using their brain and their natural drives in a structured way that ends with something the dog finds satisfying and stimulating to them. Think of it as productive play. The core problem is instinct without an outlet for dogs. We've bred dogs for centuries to have intense, specific drives. What I mean by that is to run, herd, dig, protect, and chase scents. And then we plop them in our suburban homes or apartments and expect them to just, chill all day. Their biology is screaming to do something. They need to do something. So they invent their own jobs. And if you've had more than a dog or two, you know already what I'm going to talk about. And dogs are terrible bosses. Their self-assigned jobs are things like barking at every passerby, guard the couch from invaders, or dig a moat in the backyard. Again, if you've had more than one or two dogs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, I have a little saying in the dog behavior world that I've shared with hundreds of clients that summarizes the point I just made. It goes something like this. Dogs wake up every morning with a given amount of physical and mental energy. In other words, they have a bucket of physical and mental energy. They are going to use this bucket of physical and mental energy in one way or another, for good or for evil. Now, that, of course, I'm being silly here a little bit, but not really. That pent-up energy, mental and physical, is going to be used. And if we don't help structure it a little bit, they're going to probably do some things we don't like. The light bulb moment is realizing that so much bad behavior is just misdirected, shall we say, dog talent. That herding dog circling the kids, incredible focus and control potential for those kinds of dogs. That retriever mouthing your arm, it's a precise grip waiting to be shaped. Because what do? They retrieve birds, and they have to be very careful with them. So their mouths are very talented. Our job is to redirect that talent in an acceptable way. And there's a myriad of other dog talents out there. Before I go any further, I want to clarify something. This is a really important point. Job does not mean filling a doggy backpack with bricks and letting your dog walk around with it. Can you imagine putting a backpack filled with bricks on a human teenager and expecting it to fulfill their need for mentally stimulating activity? It's so silly, it's embarrassing to even talk about it. But this is a thing that was propagated by some dog trainers in the past. So please, disabuse yourself of this made-for-TV dog training backpack idea that really is absolutely silly. All it's going to do is just tire your dogs out and accelerate their orthopedic degeneration. I'm going to explain what a real job is in just a second. So how do you find your dog's job? Start by being a detective. Watch your dog. And you know your dog. I always like to say this to people. You know your dog better than anybody. So you don't even really have to watch them. You probably already know this. What do they do when they're just being themselves? Are they always nose to the ground on walks? That's a scent hound. Their job could be nose work, hiding treats in boxes around your living room for them to find. Are they obsessed with toys, carrying them around? That's your retriever that we mentioned earlier. Their job could be a structured fetch with rules. Wait, fetch, bring, drop. Do they startle at noises and position themselves near the door? That's your watchdog or livestock guardian dog. One of their jobs can be a formal place command, where they learn to observe calmly on a mat instead of reacting. The key is to make clear, repeatable games with a start and finish cue or command. Find it starts the scent work job. All done with a show of empty hands ends it. This structure is reassuring and mentally satisfying for the dog. Important point here. Start really small, because a 5-minute session of focused work is more exhausting for your dog than a 30-minute aimless walk where they run around the neighborhood or walk around the neighborhood marking on every mailbox. This kind of intense, focused work, some examples that we gave earlier, builds confidence, deepens your communication with the dog. Really, that's really an important part, because it does. And literally rewires their brain to seek satisfaction from working with you instead of random physical activity. Which is not to say that taking your dog for a walk is unimportant. That's a whole nother discussion. So keep doing that. Add this. The result of all this isn't just a more content dog. It's a profoundly different relationship with them. You become a team. This is so cool when this happens, when I see this happen with owner and dog. You see the anxiety melt away because their mental energy has a proper release valve. You can almost see the pride in their eyes when they complete their task. It's very cool. And here's possibly the best part of engaging your dog in this way. You will have a blast doing it, and it will enhance your relationship with your dog. When you sync up with your dog like this, it's super cool. It builds a lifelong friendship and relationship with your dog. Your challenge this week: observe your dog's number one natural instinct. Like I said earlier, you already know what it is. Then design one 5-minute job around it. Hide some treats. Practice a calm hold on a toy. Teach touch with your hand as a targeting game. That's a simple one. Try doing a very controlled fetch that we mentioned earlier. And I'd love it if you would share your experiences with us on Facebook by searching for USA Dog Behavior. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with other dog lovers. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll continue our dive into the world of dog behavior.